there teachers, it's me, Mr. Lang. I'm here first and foremost just to reach out. These are confusing, uncertain, and scary times, and I know that I'm not alone in feeling a little overwhelmed by everything that's been happening. We are out of school for a significant chunk of time, and what that's going to look like is still being decided. On the one hand, hopefully that gives you some time to stick close to home, relax, and practice self-care, which is even more important now than it was during the regular school year. On the other hand, I know that your minds have got to be on your students. Trust that our district is doing what they can to make sure that students are safe and are getting food, but you may want to reach out to offer some enrichment opportunities or just to let them know that you're available during this time. Speaking of, I also want you to know that I'm available, whether it's to provide resources for connecting with students online or just if you need to talk. We're all in this together and we'll get through it together. But let's talk about how you can get connected with your students online while you're not able to be with them in person. There are a variety of ways of making that connection, but to start we're going to be diving into a little videoception. That's right, this is a video about something that might sound scary, but is actually really easy: making a video. Now, I'm recording this on my iPhone with a fancy microphone hooked up because I'm extra like that, but you can accomplish the same thing using your laptop and your webcam or your smartphone. You can even drag out that old digital camcorder if that suits your fancy. Whatever tools you use, know that making a video for your students is a great, effective, and easy way to connect with them online. Now, it might be tempting to just dive in and start recording, but I'd really recommend writing a script first. Research shows that videos shouldn't be much longer than 6 minutes if you want to keep your viewers' attention. Having a script allows you to time things out ahead of time to make sure that you don't have too much or too little content that will just cause kids to zone out and go back to their favorite YouTubers. And who knows, maybe you'll become one of their favorite YouTubers. This also makes sure that you say everything that you need to say. Even if you just have a rough outline of the key points you want to make, that will greatly increase the quality of your video, make it clearer, more interesting, and you'll have way less and time, I promise. Next, pop your script somewhere that you can read it while you're filming. For a shorter script, something like Google Docs should be fine, though I'd recommend you bump up the font size and spacing to make it easier to read at a glance. For longer scripts, I'd recommend using an online teleprompter. These have customizable spacing and font size, and they'll run your script at a speed of your choosing. You can even use the keyboard or the mouse to slow down, speed up, or pause the script if you get behind. I'll link a few of these in the description below. Next, you're going to want to practice. This video does not have to be perfect, but practicing certainly helps it sound smoother. Once you feel like you've got it down for the most part, you're ready to film. Before you turn on the camera though, make sure you select a location with minimal distractions, both audio and visual. A plain background is best. I wish that I had brought home our green screen, though feel free to show a little personality if you want to make sure that students feel like they're connected with you like they do in your classroom. I've got my Funko Pop collection and a bunch of books in the background, though even that is probably a little bit too busy if I were covering complicated material. This is also the perfect time for you to bring out that unicorn onesie you were always thinking about bringing to school, but never actually did. You want your video to be entertaining and educational, so have a little fun. Regardless, make sure your chosen location is quiet. I've got the door to my office closed so that my cats can't get in and disrupt the filming, but who could refuse a cute cat cameo? And if you're using Adobe Premiere, I lied, I don't have the door closed. What are you doing, you naughty little sausage? Scoop. Once you're settled, it's time to film. If you're using your webcam and you've got your script up on the same computer, you can go ahead and start recording with your webcam in the background and then bring your script to the front. You can always cut off any unnecessary silence or awkwardness when you're editing. Take your time. Read naturally, and if you mess up a little bit, just keep going. Everybody makes mistakes. If you mess up a lot and it's not clear what you're trying to say, just pause and then restart that sentence or that section. Mistakes happen, editing is your friend. Record as many times as you need to get a good take or takes. Remember, you can always edit video clips together. Just make sure to leave a little bit of silence on the beginning and end of your clips. Editing video together is pretty easy. Splicing sound together is not something I would recommend. If you're uncomfortable having your face on camera, you might consider a screencast instead of a video like this. More on that in another video. But the kids see your face every day, so don't be shy. Show them that you're still there for them, even if you can't be together physically. You can always set the privacy settings on your video so that it's only viewable to those with the link, or even only viewable to those within our district's domain. Once you have all the footage that you need, it's time to start editing. If you have an editing software that you're familiar with, like iMovie or Adobe Premiere, just go ahead and use that. And if you're using Adobe Premiere, why are you even watching this video? Because that stuff is complicated. If you're not familiar with any particular editing software, stay tuned in the next video where I'll go over a simple editing software called Adobe Spark. Gotta stick onto that 6-minute sweet spot for this video. Our school also has an educational license for WeVideo, which is what I would typically use to edit, but because we have limited licenses and it's a little bit more complicated, I'm going to start with Adobe Spark to give you some quick tips to get you started with editing your videos. It's also just an easier tool to get you started if you're just getting into video editing. And if you end up liking this and want to make more videos that are more interesting and engaging, that have complicated graphics and transitions and special effects and stuff, I highly recommend WeVideo. I can cover editing there in another video, but they also have a ton of videos available on their WeVideo Academy, which run through about anything that you might want to know when it comes to that software. I'll also mention that creating your video is just the first step to getting students really learning in this format. I will follow up in another video to talk about how to increase the impact of your video learning, but for now, getting a video created is a great place to start. Now, one quick reminder for our district. Pre-K through 8th classes are going to be voluntary until we return to school, while the high school is moving to required online learning. If you're creating any content for pre-K through 8th grade, please do make sure that students know that engagement with the material you're posting is optional, though you can obviously encourage them to take a look. That's it for this video about making videos. Check out the partner video that I'll be uploading at the same time on Adobe Spark with some simple editing tips. If you have any questions or you can't get any part of this to work, don't hesitate to reach out. Take care. This is also the... You can even stop... What? No. I'm here first and foremost... Whoa. I'm here first and foremost just to reach out. Get a chunk of time, and what that's gonna look like is still being decided. On the other hand, on one hand...